All right, guys, welcome into the 2023 Brewport Open. I'm joined by Craig Smolin, my good friend. Craig, what's going on?
Hey, Jim. Happy to be here. Same as last year. Let's do it better.
We got a beautiful day today. It was hot. 84. It's a great day after round one. What are we looking at? What kind of scores do we have?
We got Marvin Monalo at 8 under, tied with Paul Krans at 8 under, and Harris and Wyatt coming in just behind at 7 and 6.
Yeah, we got a good battle going on. Let's go ahead and meet our lead card.
So we got Marvin Monalo out of Stamford, Connecticut, 975 rated, a.k.a. the Terror Show. And next we got Paul Krans, Team Discmania, young stud, U.S. amateur champion.
Phew. Then we got Reid. We actually saw him on our first coverage ever. He's back. He was on tour for a little while. He's back. We also got Wyatt Mahoney. I think he's 14 years old now. Dude's just insane. We got a really good card today. Actually, all this card has been on our coverage before, so I'm excited.
So here's hole one, Jim. And as our viewers will remember, Cale LaVisca won this on a walk-off ace 2 years ago. So take the big right-to-left hyzer, try to get through the gap, skip it, and make a death putt.
That's right. 384 is no joke. This is a great hole to start. I'm excited to see these guys chop it up. We're going to have some forehand, some lefty.
We got Marvin with his orange boss, turning it over.
He likes this inside route, just a little too turned over there.
And next up, we got young Paul, C-Line PD2.
Paul's just one of those guys that just has so much power, effortless.
The kid is just smooth as silk.
Just need a little more height there, hit that first clump of trees there, but up and down. We got Harris going to Halo Destroyer, looking to make the correction. Similar player. He's got a lot of pop.
Looks like he swung it wide enough.
Yeah,
coming in through the trees.
A little more height there, getting that skip. That's that Cale line, baby. Let's take another look at this one. Shout out to Toby on catch cam. Really good angle, really good height. And this is going to skip right up. This will be a nice tap in to start the round.
Is he that close already, Jay? Looked like he had.
We'll see. Let's get this look at it. Lefty Wyatt. This is unbelievable. This is a Maverick. So he's just throwing it up there and letting it turn over.
Just massive amount of power for such a young kid.
It was like 10% power. Let's see Marvin's upshot here. He's got a bunch of trees in his face.
I know that's an AVR 3. Good touch. He's right under it.
He's played this course about 1 million times.
Paul left with the choice. Laying up. Easy 3.
Smart play. If you hadn't played these greens before, these greens can be a little tricky.
It's the story of the day for the entire round, Jim. A lot of death putts.
Wyatt with a great up there while inside a tree, and this is where Harris ended up. Just a great shot. Still a little left, though. Not a tap in. Let's see what he's got for us.
Good committed putt. Right in the heart.
Great birdie to start.
And the rest of our guys tapping in. Should be pretty easy.
Yeah, great hole to start. You can see some big scores on this hole for sure. Really good birdie, though.
I always despise it when I take a 4, but the birdie is pretty rare for me.
Makes one of us. We're moving on to hole 2, another really good hole, 307. How do you play this one, Craig?
So this is one of my favorite holes. Pop-up Sidewinder, about 12 years old, and just try to let it drift to the right, come back over the hill, and hopefully leave myself with the choice to pitch it up or actually make a putt.
Yeah, another dangerous green here as well. Let's see what these guys are. I think Harris is going to a little beat-up rock here.
This is a really good play. Turn it over, past the middle tree, and just let it drop in. A little soft.
Yeah, a little soft. Hit that main tree.
He's still in the fairway, and that's a pretty easy up and down.
We're going to see a rare little backhand from Marvin here, huh?
This is his turn. About 70%. Little overcommitted on the angle, not so much the power.
Yeah, I think Cale didn't throw a putter on this hole. That seems crazy to me.
We got Paul with an Iron Samurai 3.
Yeah, I like this play. Kind of a stable mid. Just gets a little too overturned on it.
Yep. very difficult to commit to the right angle, the right power.
And Wyatt's going to say, I'm just going to throw a putter as well. Really good line. Just need to start it a little left.
Yeah.
But
That one looked like it was going to dump out to the right.
Wyatt just has so much composure for a young kid. Decent up there. See how close he is.
Harris a little hyzer. And that's the touch. Drops it in, just sticks. Marvin with the Nova.
Yeah, he just knows where to place it on these holes. He's playing for the slide, obviously not running it. Just a smart player.
It looks like Paul is kind of making a 50-50. Oh. More like just a dead layup.
Yeah, tough spot for Paul. I know he doesn't play this course often, but he does have the lead, so he's got to play smart. A bad roll away here for Wyatt, and this just keeps going.
That's a really tough break. That's turning a pretty routine par into a potential 5.
This is going to be his coming back shot. Still a lot left, unfortunately. Good bid. All right, got to shake off this one. A lot of disc golf left.
That's what I like about hole 2, Jim, is that it gives you a good scoring spread.
Definitely. Good par there from Marvin. Paul's going to tap in as well. Yeah, really solid par. Wyatt's going to tap in for a double bogey, unfortunately. You can just see that spread already.
So we're headed to hole 3, and this is a kind of a left to right forehand for righties, backhand, a lot of different choices. One of the easier holes on the course in terms of scoring spread, a lot of birdies.
Yeah, 255, not a lot in there, but you can definitely misplay the hole. We're going to see a Culverin, forehand out of Harris here. And this is a fairway driver. I think I like this play. The only danger is these big kind of skip-aways can go way down the hill.
Yeah, he didn't quite commit to popping it to flat. You got Marvin with star PD2. I have not seen him throw that disc on this hole before, and
Yeah,
it must be pretty new.
Yeah, a little surprised. That's over by Force T, I think, but that was a lot of power on that one.
And that's another FD3 from Paul.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a nice correction here from Wyatt, just a smooth backhand.
And that is the advantage of A, being a lefty, B, being super young, and C, having a ton of power to throw a putter up to this green.
Yeah, it had a little slide. It's in a good spot. This is where Marvin ended up. Not a bad spot. Decent bid there.
Marvin's a really, really good putter. Knows his angles, knows his pace.
And this is where Harris ended up about pin high, just kind of off to the right. About 35 feet left. Oh,
Good commit.
Yeah, I think Harris plays a lot of Wickham or Nichols and stuff, so he should be used to these kind of terrain.
He's been down here a bunch.
Yeah.
He knows the course.
Here's Paul from a knee. This would be a real nice birdie.
Really good spin putt there.
Beauty.
That's a high-level disc golf shot.
All right, let's take a look at the speed coming off Wyatt's putt here. That's got to be...
It's
80.
unnerving to me to see a putt like that on that green.
Not the speed I would choose, just lack of confidence, but...
And that's got to be a little nervy putt there from Harrison.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. And you can see the casual putt that Marvin has, and on longer ones, it's still the same motion.
Yep. Yeah, we've had Marvin on a couple coverages now. He started putting really strong in this hole, so I'm excited for the rest of the holes. That's going to bring up hole 4, 355.
This is arguably the toughest par 3 on the course. It's a super technical shot, kind of a flip up, inside out, hyzer to flat for the right hand backhand. But you're going to see Marvin pull out the sidearm. We got Paul here with the same iron samurai that he threw on hole 2.
Yeah, I like this play. You got to get through that first gap, and the rest kind of need magic to happen.
And that's a really good shot. It doesn't quite get flat enough to hit the green, but he's all the way down, and he's got to look for birdie.
Yeah. Yeah, he likes it. All right, we're going to see another Warden out of Wyatt here.
That is
just missed it.
just a bit overturned early, and that's in a really bad spot in the swamp. And here's Marvin with beat up star X-Cal, probably taken out of Steve Brinster's basement.
He's just turning around the catch cam every time on this hole, and he's about 80 feet past on this hole.
He did that last year, gave us the same look last year.
He goes, it might be too far. Yeah, it was way too far. This is looking really smooth out of Harris. Just needs to miss this one tree, which it does. Inside line, but right around where Paul ended up.
If Harris puts like 5% more on that, it gets flat. It gets right down to the basket.
Mm-hmm. It's where Wyatt ended up. Not a bad spot. Still has a look to get up and down.
Yeah, not in the swamp at all.
A little too much hyzer here, and this ends up right kind of near that water, unfortunately.
I think that kind of shows his youth, not getting it flat.
Water is casual here, though, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Marvin with a great bid.
This is where Harris ended up, right in between these trees, looking to give us a little show here. He had zero look. He was kind of upset about it. That looked good off his hand, but
Yeah.
tough run.
Still right there for the drop-in par. Should good bounce back.
Paul back on his knees. We know he's confident from the last putt. Good run there.
Yeah, that's a really excellent, confident bid. Casual.
Just
Spins it
so
right in.
confident. That's a great par. Great scramble from Wyatt.
Marvin, good par.
Yeah, Marvin staying clean through four. Great start.
Another little tap in from Paul. And that's a good putt from Harris. Good bounce back from hole 3.
Good scramble. That's going to bring us to hole 5. This is another fun one. Oh, excuse me. I'll take a moment.
Just a shout out to Brewport Brewing Company, our title sponsor for the last 5 years, generously giving us a significant amount of added cash and hosting our winter putting league down here in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
100%. If you haven't been over there, get over there ASAP.
Jeff Browning is just a stand-up dude, lives in Orange, big disc golf fan for the last 25 years. Excellent guy. Just stop in and say hello anytime you're in the area.
Looking at those pictures makes me hungry. That's going to bring us to hole 5, 332. Bunch of different plays on this. What do you like here, Craig?
So I go back and forth between kind of a flip-up putter, which you got to beat these last 2 trees we're flying through, but I've seen the lefty backhand ace it by Trevor Dakers, and just a little pop-up forehand, gator, toro, sidewinder, whatever you're really comfortable with. Firebird.
I was kind of surprised to see a forehand from Paul here, but I like it.
I think Paul's taken this play from last year, watching Casey, and trying to tip over something overstable and let it fight back all the way at the end.
See a nice smooth Warden from Wyatt here, just going to let it slide. Ooh, just need to miss
That's
that
the
one.
last guardian tree you got to miss, but he's got to look. Marvin with the old school 2007 MSDGC Z Extreme. Still beefy,
These holes are too short for Marvin.
all the way down, and that is in his wheelhouse.
And this is the Culverin from Harris. This looked really good off his hand. Unfortunately, just had a little too much glide maybe. Goes way past.
That is the mistake if you throw super fast. A fairway with that kind of glide is what you're looking for.
And this is not an easy up and down at all by Paul coming up here.
That's one of the hardest spots to be on the hole. And
Checks up
big
nice.
shout out to the Black Hole crew for coursework and laying down those chips, which prevented his roll away.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. And that was a weird kind of layup from Wyatt. Luckily, it checked up there. But yeah, even your layups aren't safe on this hole.
No. Good little pitch through for Harris. And the Marvin with the reverse dad jump putt.
And he's
hits
due
the
for a
basket,
birdie.
but he's still right there.
Still right there, yeah. Playing great. This will be Paul's long kind of par putt there. Good flick of the wrist.
Really good
Great
par.
par.
And Paul has all the skills in the world to be an elite talent in the New England area.
100%.
And he's still under 20 years old.
you want to watch him beat Simon Lizotte, head over to Simon Lizotte channel. Happens all the time. Tap in par for Wyatt there. Really good hole out of these guys. It's going to bring us to a really fun one. Hole 6, our first par 4 of the day, 502. A couple gaps to hit here. What are you playing?
I've seen people throw mids, fairways, super fast. Really, you're just trying to throw your most confident shot and get to the center, throw a putter into the green, not let it roll away. You really want to score on this one, but it's got a great scoring separation. We got Paul here in hole 6 with a a Vapor Instinct. So I think that's a fairway driver, Jim.
Yeah, I think slightly understable. I like that play. Just kind of flip one up there.
Yeah.
Just needs to miss that.
And that is kind of the inexperience with the hole, not committing to get past that tree on the right-hand side.
Wyatt just deciding to take a putter here and gets off those trees.
Yeah.
Not the best, not bad.
Wyatt seems like he's just a bit off on his release angle. We got Marvin with the Champion Boss showing that extreme elbow whip. And that's actually in a really good spot to get up and down for the birdie.
Mm-hmm. And this is a really cool destroyer from Harris here. Just a little overturned.
He opened his hips just a bit too quickly, and that's why he yanked it over to the right. He's in the casual stream.
Yeah, they're going to talk about how to take relief with this bridge, and Paul, they'll talk about it for a little while, but interesting kind of scenario there where to take relief.
Yeah, historically, this stream at Bridgeport has been casual. Maybe something we tweak down the road just to remove this kind of confusion.
That's where Harris ended up, looking to go low forehand. Gets a bad kick there, unfortunately. Paul in a tricky spot right by, anytime you're right by the river on this hole.
Especially left or right.
Yeah.
You've got to deal with these little squiggly trees.
This looks like a mind bender or maybe a razor claw.
Razor claw 3, yeah. Definitely a overstable putter approach. Pitching out to the middle.
Yep.
Just conceding the par.
And this is Marvin just being Marvin with a big flex forehand.
That's the minty green X-Cal again.
Almost hits Toby, our catch cam there, and that's just past the basket. Great shot from Marvin. Wyatt looking to get up and down. Yeah, there's just so many trees on this hole. You really got to focus up a little.
He's not finding the line up by the green.
Low up there from Paul. That's a little too much left than he wanted.
He's still on the green. He's shopping for a putt. Harris is in a tough spot on the right-hand side, but finesses one right through. That's a really, really solid approach.
Great shot. Yeah, Harris is another one. He's got a really touchy backhand. He's really smart with his angles.
That's a tough break.
Yeah, on the left side, I guess left or right side of this hole is tough regardless. Be a big out for Wyatt here.
Yeah, he's struggling through this hole. Marvin, clean, birdie.
Welcome to the birdie club. There we go. How many times do you think he's birdied this hole? At least 10,000?
Let's not be ridiculous, Jim.
He's eagled it. Great
the only
play.
eagle I know for certain is Kyle Moriarty. So
yeah, it's on
big
camera.
shout out to Watts.
Yeah. Almost
BGB.
did it 2 years ago, too, I think. Yeah. He knows how to play this hole.
Good putt from Wyatt for the bogey. First little visible bit of frustration, but we'll chalk that up to youth.
Yeah, I think a par on this hole really feels like a bogey, so a bogey is a tough break. Another misfire there from Harris.
Yeah. I don't think Harris is nervy. He's just not quite locked in.
Yeah. A lot of golf left to play. We're going to move to hole 7, 228.
Big shout out to Whit Cooper for the ace on this hole, taking down the $330 ace pot. You got two options, left side, right side. Pick the flavor of your month. You can do whatever you want to do.
What did Whit throw? Do we know for the ace?
Probably a rock.
There we go.
You got Marvin with that same Z Extreme. Pin high, right side.
Yeah.
Paul Iron Samurai again.
Yeah, that was Marvin with the left side, Paul with the right side. We're seeing all the angles on this one.
And that's an excellent golf shot.
Yeah, that's great.
Committing to the inside of that gap and pushing it all the way through.
And this is Wyatt's 7th Warden off the tee in a row.
And he didn't get a great result, but I love that play, throwing the putter down the left side. It's actually shorter distance-wise.
I like that a lot. Look good. Let's see what Harris does here. That can happen.
And that's the mistake. If you overcommit on the power, you hit the right side guardian tree.
Coming off that missed putt, too, probably played into it.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big up and down for him. This looks like a zone out of his hand. Really nice angle here. Yeah, that'll putt.
And it sticks. This is another little tricky green. Wyatt, good pitch up.
Look like Wyatt's due for a couple birdies coming up.
Here's Paul's birdie putt.
See that CTP flag? Was that MPO?
That must have been Witt's ace. Because I believe that was a CTP all day.
Great birdie there from Paul.
Shout out to Devin Coughlin for giving away some artwork on this hole. Good committed putt from Marvin. Gets all the way into the heart.
Yeah, we got a tie up top. I was really impressed with Marvin's putting all day. I've seen him putt a couple different kind of styles, and yeah, he's locked in today.
And I like Harris's composure there to make the par putt, not get too visibly frustrated or upset on himself.
Yeah, great scramble. Good par there from Wyatt. We're moving on. Hole 8, we're going back up the hill here. 324 plays more like what, 400?
This is a legit 4-digit par 3. I saw Craig Cutler throw a sidearm. He's 45 years old, and he got all the way up there for the birdie. This is a really tricky hole. Sidearm safe to the right side. This is what Marvin's going to throw. Orange Boss.
Yeah, it might not look like it on camera, but go play this hole and let me know what you think on the tee.
Marvin overcommits, surprisingly, and he hits left side, drops down. We got Paul Cloudbreaker.
Yeah, this looked great out of his hand. Needs to miss that tree, which it does.
And that, and he gets a nasty roll away, but that's the right place.
Yeah.
Throw fast, glidey, and get all the way up to the top.
Yeah, I like that a lot. This is going to be a felon out of Wyatt here. Man, just missing his lines a little.
Yeah.
And that's a big kick, unfortunately.
I can't tell if it's Wyatt's line of approach on the tee or if it's his hips or something, but he's not quite there.
Forehand out of Harris here. Misses that big tree, which is great.
And that's purposeful. He's trying to go the left side, pure hyzer all the way up.
And so this is a right-handed forehand out of Wyatt. This must be his kind of Bobby scramble shot.
Oh, that's the reverse Bobby.
Yeah, that's great.
And shout out to Bobby Copperthwaite, Connecticut legend.
Marvin in a good spot there. Yeah, good, nice Nova. Smart play.
And this is where I think Paul's going to show us his real skills. A little putter flick upshot.
I think almost lucky to stay up there, though. That could have rolled all the way down. This is where Harris ended up, which was a great tee shot.
And that's just unfortunate. That was a good putt.
That's a gnarly spit out.
Yeah.
Full commit from Wyatt
Yeah.
there. I got to respect it, but it's tricky.
That's dangerous.
He went far down there, unfortunately. Yeah, so about 40 coming back. He full commits there as well. Lucky to kind of stay right by that tree, but
Yeah, hole 8 has some bad drop-offs to the right-hand side.
good par there from Paul. Yeah, got to respect the full commit, but it's scary. There's death putts on every green almost.
Yep. Sometimes you just have to rein it in and accept the pain of a bogey as much as you don't want to.
Good putt there. Double bogey, unfortunately. We got a battle up top. 2 people at -10. We're moving. It's going to bring us to hole 9, a really fun one. Shorty, but a difficult one.
So
358.
This is not difficult, Jim. This is the easiest hole of the day. Average .66 under par. Almost more than half the field birdied it. And if you're getting the par, you almost feel like you're getting a bogey. But the real tricky thing is you can't really eagle this hole either.
We're going to see some good shots coming up. I'm excited to see Marvin's forehand here. Big old forehand.
And he's pushing the back left side.
Yeah, hit that canopy. Just needs to be a little lower on that.
Got Paul with a Doom Bird.
Yeah, good height here from Paul. Looking for a little skip action.
You know, if you have the power sidearm, that's definitely the play. But you could just throw a putter right to this sunspot and then another putter and guarantee yourself an almost routine 3.
Mm-hmm. This gets a little too straight from Harris here. But, I mean, perfect.
If you push long, you're kind of in the shul between hole 2.
Check out this shot from Wyatt here. This is his orbit rive. Great height, great speed, great angle. And this is just skipping down.
See, that's the 1 in 25 shot right there.
Let's take another look at this. Yeah, this is money. If you're down by that stump, you know you had a great shot. And, yeah, right by the stump.
You ever gotten the eagle, Jim?
No, but I know you have.
I got it once. Happily.
That's where you want to be if you want the eagle, though. Good
Nice
shot
little-
out of Paul here.
Yeah, nice little touch forehand.
Yeah,
Same from Harris.
Yep. We're going to see a lot of it. Yeah, so put your drive out there, chip right up, and easy birdie.
Marvin with the Nova. Trying to helicopter it in.
Yeah, I think he was running that with that height.
Let's see what we can get from Wyatt. Big bounce back.
What do we think from that stump is like 80 feet?
Definitely
Wes?
under 100.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of a half bit out of him, but easy tap in. Good putt from Paul.
They're all doing what you're supposed to do on this hole. Just guarantee yourself the easy 3.
Yeah, easy for these guys. You're going to see some tap in birdies all around.
Shout out to Jamie Bean for not making it so easy lately.
My man. Really good birdie there from Wyatt. These guys were due for some good birdies. Marvin's going to tap in as well. What a front 9, huh, Craig?
Oh, fantastic action. We're seeing some good disc golf shots. Nice touch around these dangerous greens. And we got Marvin and Paul tied at 11. James Bress out of Wickham shooting up to 3rd with a 10 under. And Elijah Ryder Brandt in 4th at a 9 under.
Watch out for Kyle Moriarty. He's creeping back, too. He knows this course in and out.
And last year's champion went on our epic run of 7 straight birdies.
Really fun front 9, guys. Thanks so much for joining us, Craig. Thanks for hopping on. We'll see you guys in the back now.
See you in a little bit, Jen.